What up, y'all? And welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway. We are under the lights for the 2023 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series All-Star Race. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Jessica Shelton are on the front row. Row 2's Daytona 500 winner from this year, RJ Bishop and Allison Liera, your 2018 and 2019 Cup Series champion. Row 3's got Alexander Rowe with Henry Sanford. Row 4, Nate Rogers and Keith Rich. Row 5, Audra Baranowskis, your 2021 and 2022 Jerky Pro Truck Series champion with your 21 and 22 Cup Series champion. Logan York and Cole Deaver. York, the 2019 Truck Series champion. Seth Cole and Nico Tringali. Tringali, your 2020 All-Star Race winner. Charles Sanford and Deanna Jones. Jones, your 2018 All-Star winner. Zach Flickinger and 16-time winner himself, Andrew Rich. Dylan Young and Samet Oskin, your 2022 All-Star winner, Oskin. Rob Evans, Stephen Waters, Kev Shearer, Jesse Turner. And then Diego Yepes and the top 5 from the showdown, Davidson, Brock, Raymond, Chung, and Roy Ribbleton. Every year we come and we run the All-Star Race. We go to a different track. It was finally Talladega's turn. Alexander Rowe won the All-Star Race 2017 at April. Deanna Jones, 2018, St. Joltis. Marty Johnson, 2019, Armory Digital. Nico Tringali, 2020 at Coca-Cola. Green flag is in the air. Sorlin won the 2021 All-Star at Pigs Creek. And then Samet Oskin won the All-Star Race last year at Pensacola. And you're probably thinking, well, after all of those super speedways and running Talladega here tonight, Daytona's got to be next, right? And you'd be right. Daytona will be hosting the 2024 All-Star Race next year. And it will finally get to take its turn, and likely Daytona going to have be the first time where we go to a track for the All-Star Race and then go somewhere else next week. The last, I want to say since 2021 through this year, it has been a thing to go to a track for the All-Star Race and then have a points-paying race the next week. So that'll likely discontinue for 2024, seeing as how Daytona already has the one date to start the season off, but don't know. The schedule might be expanding back up to 30, maybe 36 races. So, and there's a reason that we could be expanding back to that number, but I won't be getting into that here in this race. But Fitzwater and Nate Rogers currently leading the show with Baranowskis on the inside 3 wide. Nate Rogers won here at Talladega last fall. He had a very strong number 9 Chevrolet, and they're going to make it 4 wide here on lap number 3, make that back to 3 wide. So out of the manufacturers, Chevrolet with 2 All-Star wins, Dodge with 2 All-Star wins, and then Audi and Ford with a win apiece. So Toyota, in the form of Logan York right now, would be looking for their first All-Star victory. While Ford is looking to go back-to-back, and Chevy is looking to be the first one to win 3 All-Star events. I don't think there's a single Dodge in the field tonight. Usually I'd say, yeah, Andrew Rich, but he's got his own team now running Ford, so I don't think there's a Dodge in the field. Yeah, it's Chevy, Ford, and Toyota. How about that, guys? First race without a Dodge in the field in a good while. Seth Cole takes the race lead. These cars are actually going a little slower than they were in the showdown, so series officials slowed the cars down. They were not too keen on these drivers doing about 240 miles an hour through the corner. So they slowed them down. Now they're topping out at about around 230 in the draft. You see Seth Cole leading at about 228. I guess they're topping out more. Yeah, 230, I guess. But same package, so tire wear will still factor in here as Charles Sanford looking to the inside of his teammate Seth Cole for the race lead. As Alexander Rowe looking to make it 4 wide on Jonathan Zorlin. Already 5 laps complete. You see a little bit of a stagger there. Coming into turn 1. Sanford, Cole, followed by Zorlin and Keith Rich. And oh, they're crashing behind RJ Bishop, Nico Tringali, and Dylan Young. Crashes off the racing surface. Caution has just been called. And they're racing back here on lap 6. The showdown went caution free, but the All-Star race not going to fall under the same bracket. And Cole will lead him to the green flag, but now they've got to slow down. And when you're going this fast, sometimes slowing down can be dangerous. Got to watch the 3 wides. They're giving a lot of space up here. Steven Waters is kind of pinching Andrew Rich. They keep it clean, though. Oh, they wrecked behind them. Diego Yepes is around. Oh, Corey Raymond is destroyed. Satan Davidson's involved. And that's a tough break for Raymond and Davidson, who raced their way into the All-Star race. And those two, 58th and 59th in points coming into this thing. Not that it's a points race, but just worth noting that they have had terrible years this year and have been struggling to make races. So we'll have to take 2 replays, but caution flag is out, expecting everyone to come to pit road. And that appears to be the case, so we'll see if Seth Cole's the leader after pit stops. So first things first, let's see what brought out the caution. They're 4 wide. And Turner's really pinching Dylan Young here. And, yeah, I mean, Tringali kind of pinched them, but at the same time, Turner got into Young first. And that just turned Young up the track into Nico Tringali, and then it spun RJ Bishop around. Dylan Young, man, with a heck of a save, drifting it down on the apron. Tringali, too, but then Tringali gets spun around. Oh, and Dylan Young came very close to hitting that wall that juts out there. But Tringali got clipped by RJ Bishop's spinning car, and then RJ's just going to gather it up here. Tringali still spinning. I mean, they literally took almost the entire straightaway to spin out because of how fast they're going. So let's take some onboards with these guys here. Tringali, we'll probably go on board with all of them. We got onboards for everybody. It's the All-Star race. First, we'll go on board with Nico Tringali. As it's saved and gets clipped. 1, 2, and 3 360 spins. On board with RJ Bishop. Just no warning that he was going to get turned there, and then the contact there with Tringali helped slow the spin of his car, let him get back going straight a little sooner. But the 2023 Daytona 500 winner with probably a little bit of rear end damage here early on in the going. Finally on board with Dylan Young. Whoa! What a save, and then that wall's coming up really quickly. He got it turned back to the right in time, man. That was scary. All right, so after they took the caution, Satan Davidson, I don't know if he was trying to send a message here, what the deal was, but he just pinches down on Diego Yepes for no real reason at all. And it turns Yepes straight up into Corey Raymond, and it just kills Raymond's car against the safer barrier wall. Roy Ribbleton actually gets a piece of Yepes here. Brock able to slow down, doesn't get hit by the 31, and makes it through unscathed. But man, oh man, it's not what any of those drivers wanted to have happen. And Corey Raymond's race is over. Problems on pit road for Jesse Turner. Audra Baranowski's coming out of her stall. Turner doesn't see it in time. Runs right into the back of her, and Turner, I think, pretty upset, drove right up alongside Audra coming out of the pits. But that is some big-time front-end damage on Turner's car, and hearing that he'll bring it back down pit road to see if it's worth fixing or not. But he got into this thing by being 10th in the point standings, and he was hoping to maybe get a win and get some momentum for the points races, but that car is destroyed. Getting ready to go back racing here. We'll have 38 laps to go. So about around 25% of the way through this one. Charles Sanford is your new race leader after pity stops. Figured I'd butcher the rest of the sentence since I butchered the first half of it. Seth Cole's in second, Keith Rich third, Logan York fourth, and Jonathan Zorlin is fifth. Out of the race, Jesse Turner, Corey Raymond, Saden Davidson, and Diego Yepes all called quits. Green flag's back out. We're back underway at Talladega Superspeedway. Fastest lap in that first stint was a 41.753 by Laura Chung. Now, this just shows you how much slower they've made the cars for the main event here, because in the showdown, we had cars running upwards of a 39.8 around this track. So they slowed the cars down a full 2 seconds, and they're still hauling around here. I have to see here with about a lap of the cars strung out if anyone will be able to set a really fast lap. Someone's actually coming down pit road. Who is that? That's Kev Shearer. And we're hearing Kev Shearer's got a fuel pressure issue. They're going to put left sides on it, diagnose the problem, get him back out there, and maybe hope for a caution. See if he can get his lap back. But that's a tough break for Kev Shearer, man. Not what he wanted at all. Kev with 4 wins to his name in his Cup Series career, was looking for an All-Star win to add to that. Interesting thing about the All-Star winners is a lot of them have a lot of wins or a couple of wins. Only All-Star winner that never won a points-paying race was Marty Johnson. Just as Caleb Hoffman, 2017 Cup champion, didn't win a race when he won the championship. And that was back when we did playoff format. Oh, Stephen Waters and Audra Baranowski, what are y'all doing? Y'all rubbing doors so early after the restart. As Jessica Shelton looking to the inside of teammate Charles Sanford for the race lead. But so Nico Tringali, 2020 All-Star winner, 3 career wins. As they're going to go 4 wide now. Nate Rogers, Indiana Jones, hold on. Wow, what are we doing? Charles gets a run. He's going to clear all but... Oh, he's going to stay up. He had a chance there to clear down in front of Shelton, but he decided not to do it. It's going to allow Deanna Jones to take the race lead. So from Tringali up to Deanna Jones. Jones has not raced full-time since 2018. And through those first 2 seasons, she won 5 races, and she was second on the all-time wins list behind husband Andrew Rich. But Deanna Jones, she won the 2018 All-Star race, and she's got 5 career wins. Now, next 2 drivers with All-Star wins have 6 career wins each. That's Alexander Rowe and Samet Oskin, and Oskin also has a championship. He was our 2020 Cup Series champion, and he's been looking pretty good here this year. Looking at the point standings, Oskin leads the points, 37 points over Nate Rogers at the halfway break. So Oskin looking for what would be his second championship and first in a couple of years. Wow, Liera just about, it looked like, was going to door slam Henry Sanford on the pit road. But every time we've had a two-time champ, they've done it back-to-back. Liera 2018-2019, and then Zorlin 21-22, who's our defending champion. So then the next All-Star winner, you have to go all the way to the top. It is Jonathan Zorlin, our 2021 All-Star winner, who was also our 21-22 champion, as mentioned. And Zorlin has 20 career wins to his name, 2 of which he's gotten this year at Springfield and Kansas. So Zorlin, you see him there in that Mountain Dew pitch black Chevy for Hendrick Motorsports. Dude is a force to be reckoned with. And a bit of a funny coincidence that he has been driving the 5 in this series since 2018. And in real life NASCAR, Kyle Larson drives the 5, and Kyle Larson, we all know he's a beast. But Deanna Jones currently leading this thing, maybe looking to be the first two-time All-Star winner. We haven't had one of those. We haven't had a two-time Daytona 500 winner, and we haven't had a two-time All-Star race winner, so it would be pretty interesting to see Deanna be the one to get that second All-Star win, because that's all she's been doing since 2019, is running the All-Star race on a part-time basis. She drove a number 27 Dodge last year. Now this year she's driving a number 52 Ford. But Samantha Oskin's going to take the race lead here. Fitzwater, Zach Flickinger side by side with him. We've got Kev Shearer, who is a lap down. And they are going to close in on him here in a couple of laps. But for the time being, Deanna Jones loses the lead. Now Oskin can't hold it. And now they're going to go 4 wide for the race lead once again. Back to 3 wide for a moment. Now Andrew Rich goes to the inside, and Fitzwater's actually in the wall. Fitzwater's in the wall. And I can't get an angle because of the Sunoco sign. That checked up Oskin. That checked up Waters, Zorlin, and Fitzwater, who now has both left and right side door damage. So a tough break for Fitzy. The bad luck continues here, even in the exhibition race. He's actually got left side damage compared to right side damage. That's curious. But that helped narrow the pack out a lane. We'll see how long it takes for them to get crazy again, as now Andrew Rich leads them here at Talladega. Didn't take a long time for them to get bunched back up again. We're just past the halfway mark here of the 2023 Digital Storm Cup Series All-Star Race, and Zach Flickinger versus Jessica Shelton right now, with Liera and Sanford drafting these two around the track. And we should be closing in on our first round of green flag pit stops, as our first caution came out at lap 6. Everyone came to pit road, filled up, topped off. Now, this could be a fuel mileage race. It's close. So they're at 23 to go right now. They've gone 19. They're on their 19th lap here about on fuel. So it's going to be close. Really curious to see what the strategy calls here could be. Steven Waters will take the lead. They've just been cycling the lead, too. I haven't really seen anyone be able to hold the lead since Deanna Jones did. As Sorlin's going to make it 4 wide. Fitzwater lost the draft outright, as did Audra Baranowskis. But everyone else was able to hold on. And Alexander Rowe actually ran into an issue and has fallen a lap down as well. Oskin and Seth Coleman, they're being dangerous. They are leaning doors. They're leaning fenders. Oh, they're tapping each other. Oh, that was almost a huge crash. Makes you one of the people pitting. Yep, and they are. Waters going to pit. Liera pits really late. That gives her an amazing pit entry. So a good chunk of the field pitting here. Lap 26. This is going to be close. So these drivers went 20 laps on fuel. Rowe actually, I think, pit already. That's why he's... Yeah, he pit already. So that's 20 laps. These drivers that stayed out are looking at 21, but this is going to be close. Not sure if they're all going to make it here on gas. It's going to be a fuel mileage game. So this time by, coming to 20 to go. Seth Cole will bring him the pit road with Shelton, Flickinger, Oskin, Henry, Sanford, Ribbleton. Slow down, slow down. Oh, slams into the back of Henry Sanford. And, yep. It's going to give Henry a ton of damage. They're likely going to fix it. And Ribbleton's car is smoking, so he is likely done. But Fitzwater fixes his damage. He's about to go a lap down, and Liera comes out as the leader of the first group. Seth Cole came out of pit road as the leader of his group, but we're hearing he's got an issue. A flat tire for the 07 of Seth Cole right off a pit road. And he instinctively and very smartly kept it on the apron, and he'll come back down around to pit road, but that's going to take Seth out of the running for this thing. So a tough break for the bye-bye machine. And, man, on the left side apparently. So a tough break for Seth. And that's another car that'll fall a lap down. Allison Liera came out of pit road with about a 2.5, 3 second lead over the rest of the field, and has had Fitzwater drafting with her for the past few laps, but now the pack has caught up. It's led by Stephen Waters, Zach Flickinger, and Jessica Shelton. And Liera looking to be the third champion winning driver to have an all-star win under her belt. Now, Sorlin, he won his all-star race and his title in the first year, then won another title last year. And then Oskin got his all-star win 2 years after his championship. If Liera were to win the all-star race tonight, which we're at 15 to go, that would put her getting her first all-star 5 years after her first title and 4 years after her most recent title. But Jonathan Zorlin's up here, and he's looking to maybe be the first driver to get 2 all-star victories. Zorlin, man, I'll tell you what, he just continues to try to make history. I mean, he is a force. We still got a pretty good battle going on the all-time list for both the top 5 marks and the top 10 marks. Liera and Zorlin, man, they're tight on that battle. Liera currently holds the top 10 fight by 1. 88 to 87 top 10s all time. They've been going at it for that mark all year, and Sorlin's had a bit of bad luck, so it slowed him down. But he really closed up the gap last year. And then the same thing on the top 5 side. Liera has 60 top 5s to Zorlin's 53. And that's the current battles for those marks. The one mark that Sorlin isn't really a threat yet in is the poles. Zorlin and Dylan Young are tied at 10 apiece, third all time, but they're both behind Seth Cole and Charles Sanford, who have 15 and 14 respectively. But enough talk about the records. We're watching the battle for the all-star win, and right now it's 3 wide behind Jessica Shelton. And it's Liera, Andrew Rich, and Stephen Waters battling 3 wide for second place. Ribbleton out of the race leaves us 25 cars on the track. Fitzwater in this pack is the highest car, 1 lap down. Seth Cole, next car a lap down, and then Kev Shearer 2 laps down. Oh, Fitzwater and Keith Rich, man, racing tight on the doors of each other. Now they're going to catch Henry Sanford. That's going to put Sanford a lap down. Liera goes high Deanna Jones checks up a bit, goes low. And now Shelton going high, checking up. Chung checks up. So now they're going to check up here. Now this is just to get by the lap car safely. They always do this at any track. We see the drivers always be apprehensive about passing lap cars. They want to do it as safe as they can. They don't want to get cut off by mistake. But here at Talladega, it lets the leader completely drive away, but at the same time will create a huge run for those catching back up, and you can already see it with Shelton, Brock, and Andrew Rich. As Liera and Deanna Jones are only doing 222 out of the corner. Shelton doing 226, 227. Look at the run Shelton gets, and she's got the draft help too from Brock, Andrew Rich, Nate Rogers, and Keith Rich. Liera, though, with a huge block on Jessica Shelton, but now gives her the lane, but the momentum has been lost. Now William Brock going to leave Jessica Shelton. Here comes Andrew Rich right behind him. 10 laps to go at the start-finish line. Brock moves up to the outside line, going to give Rich the bottom. William Brock has never won a points-paying race. He's come close a couple of times. But he has never been able to seal the deal. And William, he's been around a long time. 18 career top 5s with 36 career top 10s. And he only missed one season, I think 2019, 2020. Oh, we got a crash! Keith Rich hard into the outside wall. Laura Chung into the outside wall. More cars into the outside wall. It's Henry Sanford, the big one. Everybody's gone. Stephen Waters into the inside wall. And that leaves William Brock as the race leader. Well, I don't know what really happened there. I caught the very end of it, but it looked like they were 4 wide and Keith Rich just got turned up the track. Brock will be the leader here now. Does anyone pit? Does anyone pit here? Anyone that thinks they can't make it on fuel? Will they come to pit road? Or will they stay out? Fitzwater's going to be the lucky dog. But there's no one left. Pace car's way up the road here, so no one's going to have to worry about getting run over. Survey says no one pitting here except those with damage. Allison Liera's front end is destroyed. Alexander Rowe, Zach Flickinger also coming down pit road. And that's it. So let's take a look at the replay and see what brought out our second caution of the race. So they were 4 wide for the race lead while I was talking about statistics that don't matter for an exhibition race. And you'll see here, Nate Rogers gets really close to Andrew's left side here, and there's a little contact there. And at the same time, Keith Rich is tight from the angle he enters turn 1, and he slides up, and that gets the 53 turned by the 9, and then 23 up the track into the 0-2. Deanna Jones gets involved. Allison Liera's got nowhere to go. And now it continues from here. Zach Flickinger actually turns Sorlin up into Laura Chung, spinning Chung around and putting Flickinger in the outside wall. And then Henry Sanford's going to come in here and be a menace. RJ Bishop's trying to get back on track, and Sanford just goes right in the lane and turns Bishop up in the waters, and that puts all 3 of them against the outside wall. And then Waters comes back down the track, and it spins out both Henry Sanford and RJ Bishop. And unlike Dylan Young, Waters too much Too much momentum, and Waters slides into the inside wall and wrecks it. No one plowed, so, you know, I know y'all are probably like, did anyone plow? No, everyone back here. Keith Rich is kind of on the track, but these drivers already took the caution, so they stayed in the middle groove. But a huge crash here near the end of this race. Let's take some onboards. On board with Deanna Jones. Tough break for Deanna. We'll have to see if she's got any pace to keep it going. On board with Jessica Shelton. And just had nowhere to go, and a vicious hit to the left side of the car. You can see it might have took a tire down. That car was kind of bending into the track. And straight to the apron, Shelton knowing this car is totaled. Oh, RJ Bishop, some contact made there. Gee whiz. On board with Keith Rich. You see, he turned as much as he could, and it just got tight on him, and nine pinched up on the 23, and Keith just got hooked. And both the Rich Racing cars are likely done. On board for the second time tonight with RJ Bishop. Makes it through, thinks he's good, and he's not. And then to add a insult to injury, bink. Get y'all to the restart. We're gonna have 5 laps to go here in the 2023 Digital Storm Cup Series All-Star Race. Actually, 4 laps to go. My apologies. 4 laps to go. William Brock, the race leader. Henry Sanford, Seth Cole, Kev Shearer, they are all laps down. Fitzwater with the lucky dog. Out of the race from those incidents are Allison Liera, Zach Flickinger, Andrew Rich, Keith Rich, Jessica Shelton, and Steven Waters. Cole Deaver, actually, we missed it. He had a flat tire a couple laps before the accident, and they just came down and retired. Now, no one pit. No one pit for fuel, so assuming everyone is good here on gas. Brock leads them into turn 3. Nate Rogers, Logan York with the run. York, Brock looking to get Toyota their first All-Star win. Coming through the tri-oval, it'll be 3 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway. Brock leads them with Toyota manufacturer teammate Logan York right behind him. Chevrolet 3 wide behind, and then another Toyota in the form of Rob Evans. And we know Rob Evans, he has won at Talladega before. Evans with a win back in 2019 and 2020 here. Fitzwater's pitting. He can't make it on fuel. Neither can Deanna Jones. 2 laps to go, and Charles Sanford's going to take the race lead from Logan York. Can York do anything to hunt down Charles Sanford? York to the inside. Sanford tries to cut down. Will give him the lane. Coming to the white flag. Logan York can't make it. Dylan Young can't make it. They're pitting. York pitting, battling for the lead. He's short on fuel. White flag in the air. Can Rob Evans do it for Toyota? Alexander Rowe is a lap down. No, wait, he's not. Rowe is on the lead lap. Can Rowe go back-to-back for Ford? It's going to take something here. Chevy, Toyota, Ford. Single file down the back straightaway. Can Charles Sanford make it on fuel? More cars are moving up. Someone else is pitting here, I think. And it's William Brock. Brock couldn't make it on gas either. Into the tri-oval. Charles Sanford is going to win the All-Star race. And that gives Chevrolet their third All-Star race win. And Charles with the momentum booster going into the second half of the season. Came into this race 6th in the points. 84 points back of Samet Oskin. He's got a long way to go if he wants to fight for the championship, but a good momentum booster for this team. But now, with the All-Star race complete, the real wild card of a points-paying race next week here at Talladega Superspeedway will be the real shuffler to watch. And there's a lot of exciting races coming up where a lot of things can happen. The point standings could be shuffled so much you have no idea. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight at Talladega. And I'll see you guys next time for points paying action. Jerky Pro Truck Series back for the first time in a while. And Charles Sanford, your All-Star race winner here tonight under the lights.